Hi, this is Paul from Unbranded Space, where you can get complete website templates for Elementor. In this video, we're going to have a look at the Tradescope single page website template, and I'm going to show you how to import this template into your WordPress installation. Before we start, just a quick word on what you need before you can import our template. First, you need a WordPress website. Showing you how to do this is beyond this video, but do a quick search and you'll find lots of videos showing you how to get WordPress installed. Secondly, you're going to need Elementor. You can go to the elementor.com website to find out about Elementor and purchase a license. We recommend purchasing a Pro license to get all the features of Elementor. However, either the free or Pro version are sufficient for importing our Tradescope website template. There are lots of videos and instructions on the Elementor website that show you how to install Elementor on your WordPress installation. Finally, you'll need to have a WordPress theme active. There are many themes available that support Elementor. We can recommend themes such as Astra, OceanWP, or GeneratePress, and have tested all of our template sites on these themes. In the video you're watching now, we'll be using Astra. Okay, now that you have all of the requirements, you need to obtain our Tradescope template, which you can purchase by going to our template store at unbrandedspace.com. After purchasing Tradescope, you'll find the download link in your account area, which you need to download and extract to a location on your computer. You will also notice that you have the product guide for Tradescope available. Clicking on the product guide will provide you with a style guide for Tradescope. Here you'll find the colours and fonts we've used in the Tradescope website, and I'll show you shortly how you can use this information to your advantage. In addition, the style guide will provide you with written step-by-step instructions on importing Tradescope into your website, the same steps that you're about to follow in this video. You'll also find a link to the Tradescope demo site, which can be useful to check that everything is appearing as it should after importing the template into your own website installation. So let's get started. Okay, we're ready to go. Log into your WordPress installation, and we begin in the WordPress dashboard. We need to navigate to the Elementor template library via Elementor and then My Templates. Next, we click on the Import Templates button and then click on Choose File, navigating to where you extracted the Tradescope downloaded file. There are 3 files in the downloaded folder. The README file contains a link to your product guide along with some licensing info. The file called Tradescope CSS contains a few CSS snippets that are also visible in your product guide. I'll explain what these CSS snippets do shortly. The third file, called Tradescope template page.json, is the one we want to import, so go ahead and select that one and then click Import Now. So we've imported the template file, and now we need to create the page. From the dashboard, navigate to Pages and then Add New. We'll start by naming our page Tradescope. You can call yours whatever you like. And then we go ahead and edit with Elementor. When the page first loads, what you see will depend on your theme and the theme settings. We can see here that the Astra theme has placed a header and footer on our page. It's going to be very easy to remove this, and we'll show you how to do this after we've created the page. All we need to do at the moment is import our Tradescope template by clicking Add Template, then clicking on My Templates, and then inserting the Tradescope template page. At this point, you may get a message coming up on screen about importing document settings. If you do, just click Yes. If not, then that's okay. With our template imported, what you should see is the complete page, but with a few areas that clearly differ from the demo version of the website. You'll see the logo is missing from the top and further down the page. We'll fix that shortly. There is no navigation menu yet. The widget is there, but we'll need to create the menu, and we'll get to that soon. You may also see text, heading, and button widgets that do not match the colours on the demo site. We'll also show you how to fix that. However, first we're going to get rid of that header and footer, and to do this we need to publish our page and return to the dashboard. We're back in our WordPress dashboard editing the page settings. We need to look for the page attributes panel and change the template that we are using, changing this to Elementor Canvas. If you're using Astra, you may also want to check the Astra settings, making sure that the page content layout is using the full width stretch layout. Click Update, and if we now return to editing with Elementor, we can see that the Astra header and footer have disappeared. Next, let's look at getting our logo into the page. There are three locations where the logo appears, one at the top and the second and third near the bottom of the page. You could just set the logo using the image widget and the media library, however the method we prefer is to set the image widget to dynamic and have it choose the site logo. We haven't set the site logo yet, and that is why the logo is this grey box. Let's return to the dashboard and we'll show you how this is done. From the dashboard, navigate to Appearance, then Customize. We're looking for the Site Identity option. Most themes will have this, and if your theme doesn't, you may need to contact the theme developer or choose a different theme. Click on Site Identity and then select Logo. You'll find yourself in the media library. You may or may not have the Tradescope logo available, however you can't use that in your own website and will want to use your own logo, so upload your own to the media library using the Upload Files tab. Once that is done, you'll be able to select the logo from the media library. We don't want to crop, so just skip this step. Now looking at our preview, here we see that the page is nothing like the page that we've been working on. That is because the home page is still set to the theme's default home page, and in Astra's case, this is the blog. Let's change that by going back one step in the customizer and looking for home page settings. Select a static page and choose Tradescope, or whatever you called your page. There it is, so we now click on Publish to save the site logo and homepage settings. We've finished with the customizer for the moment. Click on the X to return to the dashboard. We still need to create our menu, but we're creating a menu that navigates to points on the same page. If we have a look at the demo site, we can see that each link drops down to the relevant area on the page. We've used the anchor widget in Elementor to create these. Let's edit our page in Elementor to see how these have been placed. Scrolling down the page, you'll see the anchor widget as a long grey box. These are invisible on the published page, but are visible in Elementor so you can see where they are. Clicking on the anchor widget will reveal that each one has an ID. It is important to remember what IDs have been used so we can create our menu. We have About, Services, Gallery, and Contact. You can change the IDs if you wish. Just remember to make a note of what you've changed them to. We can exit back to Dashboard now. To create the menu, let's go to Appearance, Customize, and Menus. We'll start by creating our menu. We'll just call our menu Main and click Next. Now we need to add items to our menu. We aren't dealing with other pages here, just linking to content on the same page, so we need to use custom links. Our first link is About Us. The name of the anchor for this section was simply About, so in the URL field we'll enter #about. The hash is important because it tells the browser that the link is on the same page. Link text is the text that appears in the menu. We'll put About Us in here. Let's do this again, this time for services. We type #services in the URL field and services in the link text field, and then add to menu. Repeat for gallery, and finally for contact. Okay, we're done now, so we can publish. You may not see the menu update immediately. You may need to refresh the page first. There we have it. Our menu is appearing, and if we click on the links, they will scroll down to the relevant parts of the page. Let's return to the dashboard. Your website may look identical to the demo page already, but you may find that some of the text and buttons don't look the right colour. Let's have a look at how we can change these. Before we start, we need to refer back to our product guide where we can see the colours and fonts that are used in Tradescope. Keep this open in a browser tab so you can refer to it. Then we'll switch back to our WordPress dashboard and return to editing the page in Elementor. Elementor has some global settings for fonts and colours, and we find them by expanding the top left menu. Let's start with the default colours. If we click in the primary and change the colour, we can see this automatically updates all of the headings on our page. Simply go ahead and match the colours and fonts settings to those in the product guide to replicate the demo. The same applies for fonts. We can change heading and body text fonts using the global font settings. Of course, you don't have to match the demo and can start experimenting with your own colours and fonts at this point. It's entirely up to you. The second group of colours that you see on the product style guide are for the colour palette that we've used in Tradescope. You set these through the global colour picker. Changing these won't change anything on the page, however they will make customising the website colours much quicker for you. By changing a colour in the colour picker and clicking apply, we now have that colour available to use whenever we want to change the colour on the page, say a background colour for example. Finally, we have a little bit of CSS to deal with. Let's switch over to our product guide and find out what the CSS does. We scroll down the page to special instructions for Tradescope. Here we can see that there's some CSS for styling the way phone numbers appear on iOS devices. If you're using an iPhone, for example, and you visit a website with a phone number, then you may find that the phone number reverts back to the default browser styling, a dark blue colour. We've provided two methods you can use, and I'll take you through the first method now. Start by selecting the code and copying it. Now we need to edit our page in Elementor. Let's have a quick look at where phone numbers appear on our page. At the top we have an icon list widget with a phone number in it. If you click on the Advanced tab in the editor, you'll see that we have given this a class called Telephone. Scroll further down the page and find the address and phone number in the contact area. Again, click on the Advanced tab in the editor and see this also has a class called Telephone. By giving Elementor class names, we can specifically address those elements within our CSS code. We add the code by navigating to Page Settings, the small settings icon in the bottom left of the screen. Open the Style tab and Custom CSS and paste the CSS code into the box. Then click Update. So what does this CSS do? It starts by looking for anywhere on the page that has a class called Telephone and then looks for any A tags. An A tag is basically a link tag. On an iOS device, detected phone numbers are assigned an A tag or link. Once an A tag or a link has been found, it assigns some properties which in this case are a bold font weight and a specific colour, #425264. Let's copy that colour code, open up the colour picker and paste it into one of our boxes to see what the colour looks like. It's a deep blue colour. By using the colour picker, you can find the colour code for any colour you like and then copy the colour code and replace the colour in the CSS code. Simple. Apply or update your page and then you're done. We can't see how this is going to look in Elementor or even on the desktop computer, so what we need to do is test it on an iOS device to see if it's working. We've got a quick demo here so you can see that what we've done is to try to make the number blend in with the existing text on the website. You may wish to change the colour to make it more obvious. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll select a new colour. We'll paste that colour into our CSS. Let's return to our iOS demo, refresh the page, and there we have it. There's our new colour. Okay, that's it. We've completed importing and setting up our Tradescope website template, and you can now continue to customise the page by changing text and images as well as colours and fonts. We hope you have fun, and thanks for watching.